These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Hi.
Hi, Pebbles and Taco.
Hi.
Hello, Joshua.
Hi.
Oh, it's a great day today. Today's
It's
a good day
wonderful
to
day.
have a great day.
Every day is a great day. I'm vertical. Things are great.
I'm vertically and horizontal. Vertically challenged and horizontally gifted.
I didn't say it.
You didn't have to. Anyway, it is. Did you guys get a hit with a little bit of a storm last night?
Little bit, yes. We got touched. Rubbin's racing.
Oh,
It was pretty cool to see coming along through, and our house just got touched, and it felt like an inch and a half of rain in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
A tree fell across the street from us before it even started raining.
Oh wow.
And then that was the start. And then it got really windy, and it was like 10 minutes. And then we had a lot of lightning and thunder to the south. Like we could see and hear all the lightning and thunder, but yeah, most of it was south of us.
Yeah, we got torrential rains right in between like midnight to like 4 a.m. Someone's trying to book you.
No. Funding. Anthony is waiting in the lobby, though, so we let him in.
We absolutely can.
It's Tony, correct? Not Anthony.
Tony, yes. Yes. It's the homeless veteran himself.
God. Don't let him talk to you like that.
That's all right.
I mean, the beard reminds me of Chris, but
Yeah. He's more of a terrorist than a homeless veteran. He has problems in airports.
well,
I haven't gotten to an airport yet, so I don't know.
he has a lot of piercings, so going through the airport security scanner might be a problem too.
Skippy, would you like to introduce our friend here?
Yes, the gentleman to your right is Tony Minderman from, oh boy, he was Pitbull Barbecue back in the day, and now he's changed to the Yellow Rose of Texas, or Texas Yellow Rose, or something of that
Yellow Rose,
nature.
the Texas Barbecue Company.
And where'd
I
that
know it's a
name come
mouthful.
That's what she said.
from? This is not PG. Where'd the name come from?
So my wife's from Texas. So we met in Texas when I was stationed there in Fort Bliss. There's a little bit of history with the Yellow Rose of Texas. It goes back to the Mexican War and taking the land back from Mexico. So.
All right. And so you started, you were in the military for how long?
20 years.
Appreciate your service when you did. Thank you.
I still appreciate it, even if you're not still serving, Skippy.
I didn't know what I was going out of college, so I decided to join the Army. The Marines asked me how many pull-ups I could do. I said, no, thank you. So, I think I was in college. I didn't know what to do, and so. But at that time, the Army was taking anybody that was breathing. So.
Yeah, he took the crayon route versus the physical activity route.
I mean,
I made the right choice.
I would have responded with, do you do halves in pull-ups or what? I can do 2 quarters.
Yeah.
You take effort.
Yes.
I
will grunt a lot.
I can hang from the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your retirement plan when you got out?
I knew for the last 7 years that I was going to open a food truck. So most guys that are retired from any service usually don't know what they're going to do because all they've known is military for 20 years. So I knew once I started competition barbecue, 12 years ago in Fairbanks, Alaska, uh, I knew that pretty much I wanted to work for myself and, own my own business. I didn't want to work for anybody anymore because I did that for 20 years. And a lot of guys get out and go into contracting or government service jobs or anything like that. I didn't want anything to do with government ever again. So I spent 20 years doing it. I enjoyed it, loved it. I loved the people around me, but it's just not for me anymore.
So 20 years in the military, did you find it hard or easy to migrate over to like the food truck realm?
To
Civilian
easy
life kind of thing.
for me, easy because I'm mentally prepared for a long time. So you've got to mentally prepare. The hardest part was like making sure or providing for my family to make sure that my business didn't fail, because that was the biggest, unknown. Will my business be successful? I'm taking a huge pay cut. I'm taking like a 70% pay cut. So,
You were an
I
officer,
get 50%.
right?
Was that?
You were an officer, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I lost 50% of my pay right away. I lost all my living allowances and all that. So it was like literally a 70% pay cut. So I had to, once you get to that point, you have a certain lifestyle that you're accustomed to, that you've built, right? So we all know when we make more money, we spend more, and we do buy bigger toys, and we spend a lot of money. So that was my biggest scare, was will I be able to provide for my family after I retire?
Oh yeah, I think that's all of ours.
Oh yeah.
And you're the after we retire. we are just period.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are you? You're in southern Indiana?
So central Indiana.
Central.
So just about 30 minutes south of Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were farther south than that.
It's such a damn long state. They are south, Skippy. It's basically Mason-Dixon area, well, as long as Indiana is.
It is long as Indiana. I call it the extension of Ohio. So it's a continuation of Ohio.
Yeah.
Driving through Ohio still feels like it takes longer than Indiana, though. So
I am from Ohio.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Go Buckeyes.
Oh, Jesus.
Go home.
I'm leaving. It's all you, Skippy. I'm out.
I still wear my Buckeye hat for this one.
Yeah, it's fine. You did clean up the beard. That's good. All right. So one of the main reasons we decided to have you on our podcast, other than you're just a good guy, is
We didn't have anybody else.
yeah, people were just
You were willing.
you was it 2 weeks ago, and you still haven't been paid from what I think you told me.
I got paid.
Oh, you finally got paid? Okay.
I finally got paid. It was about 4 weeks actually.
You vended at the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
So let's get into that. So when did you start preparing?
So we knew for months that we were going to do it. And I didn't, it's something that you can't really technically prepare for. I mean, there's over 300,000 fans there. It's the largest event in the world. There's 350,000 spectators there. And it was actually, I think they were pretty full. The turn 3 that we were in was 99% sold out. There was like maybe one seat left. I don't know why it was so special this year, but it was packed. I was trying to mentally prepare. Like Gina would ask me every day, like, well, how many pans of mac am I going to cook? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
All of them.
All of them. So I kind of just went with my gut on numbers, and just trying to figure out how much capacity can I hold, and then plan to rotate, meats, because obviously I can't cook enough hot meat that day. So I had to pre-cook everything, chill it, and hold it. And so I ended up settling on a number of around 600 pounds of total meat between brisket and pork.
Per day, or?
No, just one day, because I was there one day. but I knew pork was the number one seller around here, so I went with more pork than brisket. But I think I cooked for 3 days straight, almost 4 days straight. Just literally cooking, chilling, and shredding and chopping for 3 days straight. And we ended up doing 45 half pans of macaroni and cheese. So, and I think
Josh.
Gina, I think Gina cooked like from 8 a.m. to like 11 o'clock that night, just macaroni and cheese. So, and we don't make it easy. It's a process over macaroni and cheese. So
We're the same way. It's an hour and a half for us to make a batch of mac and cheese, 8 pans at a time. So yeah, I feel the pain there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. 45 pans of mac and cheese.
And we sold out of mac and cheese.
Yeah,
I could have sold probably more. Because I had to pare down my menu. So obviously I couldn't carry everything that I normally carry on my truck. So I had to pare it down to a few items, to brisket sandwich, pulled pork sandwich, mac and cheese bowls.
Yep.
You know, they wanted
Simple.
speed, they wanted quantity, and that was the easiest thing to do. I mean, I was asking Skippy almost, every week, what should I do? I was like, well, maybe I should do nachos. And then he's like, no, you don't want to do nachos. But I do carry nachos on my truck, but I didn't do nachos at the race. Thanks, Skippy. He talked me out of it.
Yeah, we don't do nachos for anything that's festival anything. Even small ones, we take them off. They take so long. Yeah.
They're good, don't get me wrong, but they just take so long.
Yeah, it does slow you down a little bit. So
it's a great roadside item for us, but any point in time where we're with other food trucks where speed matters, they're the first thing to go. So.
I have come to find out that nachos are actually one of my top sellers.
Really?
So recently, yes. Yep. It's coming to the point between pork sandwiches and nachos right now.
Isn't that so weird?
Brisket is climbing up there. I think people were pretty afraid of brisket around here because they always ask me, is it chewy or is it fatty? And I'm like, no, I don't cook like that.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, just
I feel you.
And eat it. It's good.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's cooked and it's chopped. You're fine.
So you are now getting mentally prepared. When did you start cooking?
Let's see. I started cooking. It was about, I think, 3 days out. 3 days prior to race day, because we had to be there at 3:30 in the morning on race day. So I had to drop. Actually, I had to drop my trailer the day before. So I dropped my trailer on Saturday, hooked it up and everything, and then I started cooking 3 days before that. So totally 4 days before the race.
So I'm guessing you didn't do much of anything the rest of the week outside of just prepare for the day.
So I did end up having an event in between there, like on, I think, Thursday before. But we took off time before and after.
Are you normally doing roadside? So what's your normal week look like?
So I don't really have a normal week. I try to do roadside, but it never happens because I have a spot at Tractor Supply in Franklin here that I like to go to. But I'm usually booked 4 or 5 days a week at different events, to include like, I don't know, like around here is a lot of neighborhoods. I get some neighborhoods this week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just different events. I've been trying to do roadside. I just can't get it in my schedule because I'm booked. I've got still like 140 gigs already booked for this year.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm still booked. I'm double booking. I'm doing lunches and dinners. So I'm stacking on top of each other.
That's awesome. It's good to be that busy. So when you add in the second trailer?
I've been thinking about that and kidding about that.
Uh-huh.
I was fortunate to find a couple people to, run my trailer for me if I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
I put an ad out on Facebook, and right now, I think that's the number one killer of restaurants is they can't find help, good help.
Yep.
And I was very fortunate to find a lady that uses it as a second job, and her mom actually helps also. So I've got the two of them. I can trust them to run my trailer if I'm not there. So I keep on teasing them. I'm going to get a second trailer and let them run it. But I'm not there yet. Not there yet. I don't want to do that yet because I've turned down I don't know how many events, gigs, constantly. Like every other day, I'm turning something down because I'm already booked.
Yep.
And if I had that second trailer, I could pull in double rip.
Yeah, it hurts turning stuff down, especially when you're doing it so frequently. Like when we started, it was, you'd get one here and there, like, oh, so unfortunately we're already booked. But when you get to, you're every other day, you're turning something down that's a great event, especially if it's better than the one you already had booked.
That's why I kick myself.
It's like, damn it.
It's like you still want to take
why
an
didn't you
event that comes
contact me a
through.
month ago?
Yeah, like.
And
Yeah,
people, they contact me and it's a great event. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's next week. I'm like, really? I'm like booked out. I've already got bookings for next year.
Yeah, like please.
Yeah, we're working on we have our 6th wedding is what I'm working on right now for next year, which is early for us. So
I despise catering. I really do despise catering.
See, I wasn't the only one.
I will do it every day, all day.
You know what? I've changed that. I despise catering if I've got to set up buffet style.
Yes, thank you.
If I can take my truck there and serve out my truck, I'll do that all day long. That's fine. But if they want me to do buffet style, I do not like it. Do not like the setup.
I was at a wedding this weekend. We were going our weeks later, but I was at a wedding this weekend and we did buffet style.
Yeah, I saw you went with the fancy chafing dishes.
Yes. Well, so I called her and I said, "Hey, we didn't really talk about this. I know it's a barn venue, and what I mean by a barn venue is they're literally goats like 5 feet away.
It really helps with the ambiance of the taste of the food.
and cows. Cooking brisket. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, so I said, how like we normally do chopped brisket on the truck. Do you want chopped brisket or do you want like fancy, like sliced? She's like,
fancy.
She's like, well, slice sounds good. I'm like, okay. I said, what about the chafing dishes? Do you want, like, is this a barn venue? Because I hadn't been there yet. And she's like, I'm easy to get along with. If you got disposable, use those. If you got nice ones, use those. Maybe nice ones. So of course I had to dig the nice ones out of storage that I haven't used in 3 years.
The only time we ever use the wire racks is for open houses.
Yeah.
I was looking at online I saw somebody else had the wood boxes to set the chafing dishes in, like the wood crates.
Yeah.
They look really nice.
Hogs use those.
Yeah. They're really nice. I like them.
Anyway.
I think I need to get a catering van and just do, that's my main issue is I don't have the right tools to do it that look professional. I don't like rolling up with my pickup truck with 2 Cambros in the back, or it just doesn't look too professional.
Yeah, I pulled my trailer through this farm and I got a nice, good little scratch on the right side from one of the tree branches. Awesome. Love it.
It was bound to happen. Nice. Tree branches are everywhere, man.
Then I open the vending window and I hear, bah!
Did you run over a goat?
No, they were that close to me. He was still a bottle fed one looking for.
They saw that smoker and they probably ran away.
Yeah. Lamb's on the menu tonight, folks.
Fresh.
The initial investment on chafing dishes and stuff is hard, but yeah, we typically, if we have a wedding, especially over 100 people where they want buffet style, we're pulling the trailer in just to have our kitchen handy.
Yes.
But we've definitely rolled up with, the pickup truck and Cambros and, unloaded from there when we've double or triple booked for a day.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I don't like it. It looks awful. I would love to have a van, just a little white cargo van that we can roll around and have all that stuff in.
You can find little Ford Transit vans for like $2 or $3 grand that have like 250,000 million miles on them.
Yeah, sounds like a great buy.
Yeah, it's probably a great buy. I have to be dependable too. Sit on the side of the road with all the food in my truck in a van because it broke down.
Kicking out black exhaust when you pull out of the wedding.
Yeah.
So, all right. So back to.
Sorry to derail everything.
Oh, it's good.
That's what I do.
So, what was your cut? What was the pricing structure? Most of these huge events.
So originally we were supposed to. The track takes 35% of sales. Yeah, he just threw up in his mouth.
He did too.
Yeah.
Good God.
When you told me that, I'm like, yep, that's probably because MIS over here takes 40. So
Yeah. Yeah, 35%, and not only 35% now. So I got this gig through, and we all know these people. They're a group called Friends of Fred Food Trucks. It's kind of like I call them a food truck broker. They find gigs for us, So I had to give them 10% also. So I gave total of
Hold on.
45%.
You give them 10%?
Yes, 10% on top of the 35%.
Please hold.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Now that wasn't my regular prices. Obviously, big events like that,
Well,
big venues, they all raise the prices and so forth. So we had to
what
raise
were you
our
selling a pork
prices.
sandwich for?
How much was my pork sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 18.
I'm sorry, you said 18. Will you
I
shut
think
up?
18. Yeah.
Jesus.
18
that-
or 15. I know the brisket sandwich was $20.
So is that like a quarter pound ish?
Yeah, ish. Yeah, ish. Yeah.
Ish. The number 4 ladle, whatever that you're using, or
Yeah. At
Nice little
that
handful.
amount of sandwiches I pushed out, I don't know what exactly.
There was a couple that were a half pound. There was a couple that were an eighth of a pound. I don't know.
Yeah.
Couple
Considering
that
I
were just
couldn't
2
keep
bugs
up
in a
with
container.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up with reheating fast enough. So that was the biggest thing, was I couldn't keep up with the speed.
So what do you have on your trailer, smoker wise? I'm guessing that's how you're reheating everything through the smoker.
Yeah, through the smoker. I have a Ace MM Old Hickory,
Okay.
so charcoal fed.
It's amazing how much longer it takes to heat stuff back up. How much longer than you think it does.
I figured out what I was doing wrong, and I noticed, but I was so like, I don't know, just in
Tired?
like robot mode
Yep.
that I didn't figure it out to the end. So, and I had 6 people. If I would have had a 7th person running, I would have been fine, because I would have concentrated on the smoker and let them serve and just reheated. So I was just down 1 person. So, and it would have been fine. It just, I was building sandwiches and stuff and not paying attention to reheating and making sure everything was stocked. So,
Okay.
Your employees probably had a good day with all the tips, right?
yeah,
They
we
have-
did like $1,200 in tips, $1,200 in tips. So
$200 a piece out of 6.
So we had to use their system, their POS system.
That was gonna be my next question, since you said you just got paid.
Yeah, how was that?
So their POS system each one had their own little, Wi-Fi, Verizon wireless. Let's just say Verizon really sucks at the track. There is no service. We had to go offline. So,
Do you think it was that there was no service, or that there was just so many people there that
I
it
think-
was a circuits is busy kind of thing?
I think it was that, because the track has its own 5G network,
Okay.
and it just was not working at all. So
Just packed full.
it was going to the screen of death, freezing, and little things spinning. And then a couple times it charged people $1,800 instead of $18.
Oh,
Apparently
boy.
there was a glitch in the system, decimal places too.
What's a
they
couple
have-
decimal places?
What's
Yeah,
that's a damn,
the guy
that's a
came
damn
back
good
and was
pork
like,
sandwich.
they charged me $1,800 for this mac and cheese bowl. My bank called me right away, and they're like, "Okay, it was a good day for me, bad day for you."
Yeah. These bank errors can go either direction sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just not your day.
The track will take care of it. No.
Yeah.
The one thing I did like was that the people that owned the system, that it was a new system for the track. Airmark was the concession people, and this was a new POS system that they got from a company that runs big venues. But they had tech people on site going around and checking on the systems. Now, you can imagine the number of concession stands that were running these systems. The pretzel guy had 40 handhelds.
Jeez.
So So they were very responsive. Like we called them, they were there within like a couple minutes to check out what's going on and to fix the system and get us back up and running. So I appreciate that. That was awesome. I brought my system as a backup in case it crashed, just to make sure I'm not sitting there with all this food and I can't sell, because it was all card, no cash.
No cash. Okay.
So they went cash or card only at the venue.
Sucks.
So did the track then pay for all the transaction fees? Were all paid through them, or was that on top of your 45%?
Funny story about that. So originally they told us that they waived the credit card fees because they were doing a sponsorship. Well, let's just say that fell through. So we end up getting charged the credit card fees on top of the 45%, I believe. I think.
Ugh.
I have not seen the itemized paperwork yet of all the fees. So, but from my calculations, I did get paid more than I thought I was going to get paid. So that's a bonus. I got paid more than I thought I was actually going to get.
So
I have a couple of questions. I want to get to our professional pot stirrer, Chad, who has come through with a question. He wanted to know how you were cooling the meat ahead of the Indy race.
So
What your process was.
I put everything in Ziploc baggies, and then I chilled it on ice and in coolers, like heavy like Cabela's coolers. I had like 4 different coolers that I was using. So the heavy wall coolers.
Mhm.
So just on ice. So I was bringing it down pretty quick. I don't have like a walk-in freezer or anything. So I was using ice. So, and it worked well. So
Awesome. And then, if you're comfortable, what were your sales for the day?
So sales for the day, I'll give you gross with tax and everything and all that. So gross sales was, I think, around $20,400.
in one day.
So we did 688 sales. So 688 transactions, like 1,300 items sold.
So after all your fees and everything, so figure 10. What'd you have in food? Like, so, and then, oh my gosh,
You had 6 people working. Oh my god.
how much do you figure you made? Like, bottom line, what was your cut, do you think?
Bottom line, after like cost and everything,
Labor, food, everything. Yeah.
around $5,000. 5 to 6.
Now the next question: was it worth it for the amount of prep work and everything? Is it worth it?
For the experience, yeah, it was worth it. You know, it tested my capacity, my capabilities, and everything, and it really showed some things that I can improve on in my trailer. So I'd say it was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it.
You should call old Hickory and let him know you.
Well, let me go back. So there was a 4-hour delay at the race. So the race didn't kick off on time. So it was a 4-hour delay.
Was it rain delay?
So that kind of benefited us. We probably made more because of that, because there was nothing for people to do but eat and drink. That turn 3 ran out of beer, put it that way. They ran out of beer. So because everyone was just drinking and hanging out and playing in the rain and so forth.
What was the delay? Was it just a rain delay?
It was just rain delay. So, but they had everyone had to come out of the stands. They couldn't sit in the stands because of lightning. So they literally all came out of the stand. They literally all came out of the stand and just sat underneath the stands right in front of us because we were right behind the stands. So, I mean, we're just sitting there and we got slammed because of that. So, but yeah, I'd do it again. I would change a lot of things, a lot of different things. So, but yeah.
You're gonna do the brickyard?
Yeah, 6 people working, 2 people taking orders at a time. So, 1 person running tickets and food back and forth.
You said you were invited back to do the brickyard?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I have a comp that weekend, so that I'm partial to. So I don't know if I'm gonna. If I get by to do the brickyard, I don't know if I'll do it.
Hold on
It's
just a
hard to
second.
say.
Josh, you
I
have
think
weird
we
faces.
lost the live. Maybe. Hold on a second. Oh, I just
Oh, jeez. Well, we're still recording.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. I have to cough. Hold on. So tell me a little bit of what you would do different. I think you cut out.
yeah, I'm back.
So one thing I would do differently is one, have another person, just for speed purposes. Two, the way I would reheat, I would literally make sure my smoker is full of everything. So all my one warmer, stand-up warmer, was full of mac and cheese. So I had no space really to put meat in my warmer.
Gotcha.
So the smoker is running nonstop.
How much charcoal
Maybe
did
have
you go
a bigger smoker on site, like somebody suggested.
through?
That way I can just have like a rotisserie on site, so I can just throw it on the rotisserie
What?
and let it go.
How much charcoal did you go through?
Honestly, that day, maybe just that day, not considering cooking, maybe 3 bags.
Oh no, I want to
Just
know the
that
whole
day.
thing.
So, because I didn't set it all the way up to like 300 until I got behind. So when I got behind, I cranked it. They're running at 350, I think. So,
right.
but,
Got to keep your eye on that mac and cheese too, because that shit will go bad in a whole. It'll go from good to crusty in about 2 seconds.
You know what you should have done? Should have brought a Blackstone and just reheated everything on the Blackstone.
I lost one pan of mac and cheese because it was back in the corner, back by the heat source.
Oh, yeah.
I pulled it out and it was brown. It was great. It was brown. It went right in the trash.
Scrum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Been there. Yeah. It's like you think you're rotating everything, like you have it in your head, and then all of a sudden you pull off one pan. It's like, what the fuck? How long has it been in here? Yeah.
So
it's a brick.
How much did you have left over?
So no mac and cheese, minus the one pan I threw away. And I had about 35 pounds of cooked meat left.
Between pork.
So I didn't sell out meat. So
wow.
I think I prepared appropriately. Maybe I don't know. It was a lucky yes. I guess 35 pounds isn't bad. So
no,
it's better than having 200 pounds of meat. So
yeah. I mean, so you had mentioned that there was a certain truck next to you that the prices from them would be quite high. Who was next to you?
So it was a lobster truck. Yeah, I think he was selling lobster rolls for $33. So
they're probably no more than like.
They're the typical lobster roll
yeah.
bun that he uses because he has lobster. He has a restaurant too.
Okay.
So, but I mean, he has lobster flown in or whatever shipped in from East Coast. So, but yeah, his lobster roll is like $33, I think.
Wow.
But
so would you said you'd do it again and then try it newer or different stuff to try to make it go a little bit smoothly. If it doesn't have a rain delay, do you think you're still with the same amount of people?
You know, I don't know. I think the rain delay just helped the fact that I think we would have had a steadier pace of people if the rain delay didn't happen. But because the rain delay, we got like blasted with people. And so, because it was like a huge like blast of sales, and then it slowed down a bit, and then as it got closer to the end of the race, we got another like constant line of people. So I think the rain delay just caused it to have an effect of mass people coming out and eating instead of like a trickle of people kind of coming down the stands and eating as they get hungry and so forth. I think our sales would have been the same, honestly. I just think we just got blasted with them.
It would have been more spread out kind of thing versus just kind of all at once twice.
Yeah.
What time did you end up leaving?
What's that?
I think you called me. You were leaving. What time did you end up leaving?
So I got up for the day. I got up at 2:00 in the morning. Got there by 3:30, and we were done serving at 8:00 when the race was done at 8. So, and then didn't leave the parking lot until midnight, and got home by 1 a.m.
Without the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
had to go back the next day to pick up the trailer, didn't you?
By the time I hit the pillow, it was a 24-hour day.
And I'm guessing you didn't do anything the next day.
No, I did not do anything the next day.
Okay.
He called me on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not working yet. He's still recovering.
Yeah. I think I was like 3-4 days recovery from that. So I was like,
I could see it.
I'm tired.
When did you pick up the trailer? Did you have to go back the next day?
I went back the next day and picked up the trailer. So I had to go back the next day, pick it up. And that was easy. Because that was Memorial Day. So we went over to a friend's house at their pool the next day. So
that's good.
To kind of relax. So.
Cool. And then you just had a tractor show this past weekend that you
so a 3-day antique machinery tractor show in Johnson County. So that was pretty good. That was probably one of my best weekends.
Tell me the funnest event or the most interesting thing you saw that weekend.
This weekend, I'd have to say the steam engine that they brought out. You could cook a brisket under that thing. They run wood on it, and literally you could see the coals underneath it where they were like the fire was, and you could see the sparks flying out the smokestack. My first immediate thought was that'd be a great smoker. So,
right.
But
it's the first thing that everybody sees.
There's one down that show that they actually cook steamed corn in it, and they sell the corn out of it.
Oh, really?
So,
wow. Well, wow.
Excellent. Yes, Skippy?
I'm lost in thought, and I don't remember what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Well,
staring out the window.
Uh-oh.
What was the going back to Indy? What was the biggest gripe from your employees?
What I didn't catch that. What was the biggest what?
What was the biggest gripe from your employees? Like what
from my employees?
Yeah, what didn't they like about the whole setup and the whole shindig?
The only thing they had a problem with the POS system wasn't working very well. So that was the biggest thing. Otherwise, it actually ran pretty smoothly. I think we had a good system. So that was the biggest gripe. So, although you ask the other person inside the trailer, they might say me and Gina bickering back and forth. So
whenever we've
divorce court in a trailer.
Props to you for doing that with a significant other. Chris and I can't make it through a $4,000 food truck event without somebody probably throwing a sandwich at somebody else or there being tears and hurt feelings. So props to you.
Yeah, we made it through it.
That's why I do a lot of things myself.
He quits every other day, so I'm starting to think it's me.
So Gina was expediting, and I was building sandwiches and bowls, and my other employee in the trailer was working the prep station, so putting the pickles, sauce, and stuff on the bowls and so forth. So I think it got heated a couple times when she was expediting and she was telling the person at the window what was going on, but calling tickets at the same time. So I got confused. So I didn't know what was being called to make and what was going out the window. So it got heated a little bit there, but not too bad. We've had worse.
So last thing, and then we'll let you go. What what about food trucking so far? Like, what's been your biggest regret, or not regret, but biggest learning experience? There you go.
Learning experience,
Or should I
I
say,
would
how
say,
many? What have you called me about the most?
is knowing how much to cook for an event and guessing what I need to cook for an event,
Yeah, you're still
just
the wrong
because of the
person.
unknowns.
Tony, he
Yeah.
calls me weekly about the same stuff.
Oh, I call him weekly too.
It's just a guessing game. I mean, that's all
It
it
is a
is.
guessing game. You know, I look at it as like burger trucks and all these cook to serve trucks have it so made, right?
Yep.
Because they can bring all this raw stuff. And if they don't cook it, they don't cook it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've got to pre-cook everything. And if I don't sell it, I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
At least these burger trucks, man, they just got raw burgers in there and they could just cook them the next day or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
they got
next
it
week.
easy.
Yeah. But I tell you what, we'll kill them every single time on speed.
Yep.
On speed of
That's
service,
true.
I will kill every food truck out there. That's
Yep.
not a barbecue truck.
Assembly
because
is way faster than cooking.
Yep.
It is. I mean, they
Yeah.
take 10, 15, 20 minutes. I've been places where the burger trucks were at 30 and 40-minute waits. And I'm like, even a restaurant doesn't have that long.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. They're smaller and they have to, you got to rotate. So, but yeah, no, we'll kill them in speed every time.
If we're
I've never seen
running
people have lines.
Yeah.
So
If we're running top efficiency, I don't know that we get more than 4 tickets deep on the rail with like at a food truck festival with a line.
Mhm.
You know, like a lot of times we're handing food out before they're done paying. You know,
Yes.
that first person that walks up, like, don't go anywhere. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know,
And how many times do they actually go somewhere?
every time. Yeah, and then they come back. Well, I thought it'd take longer. No, we told you 20 seconds. It's literally 20 seconds.
Fucking stay right there.
Yeah.
Stay there.
I've had people disappear, and it's like, and I had it right there at the window, and they're like gone. And it's like, where'd you go, man? So
Yeah.
I did see one taco truck had little buzzers. They
Yep.
handed out these little charged buzzers to people, like the restaurants do for your like waiting for a table.
Mhm.
I was like, that's pretty cool, but I never that long to wait. So you know.
And we've thought about it too, just for those, like, or if we're at like a brewery or something, so they can go back inside, whatever, because that's usually when it happens. Is they'll order and then they'll just take off and walk inside and go back to their beer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be
Yeah.
nice to be able to let them know instead of having their shit get cold. But yeah,
Those things take up a lot of bandwidth if you got Wi-Fi though.
yeah,
Like little puck. It takes up a lot of bandwidth, those things, because it was screwing up all our Wi-Fi's with
Okay.
that taco truck that had that. So yeah.
good to know.
Well, I want to thank you for being part of our little shit show. Podcast.
It's a big shit show. Don't
Uh,
undersell us.
we're #1 in India.
Are you going to rename it the Big Shit Show Podcast?
If we ever get away from Mondays,
Yeah, Monday morning. We can just rename it
Monday morning
Shit
shit show.
yeah,
There you
Show.
go.
Pretty much. We'll probably get more listeners.
Monday
They
morning
won't
dump.
They won't know what it's about. Good luck this year. I know I'll talk to you at some point or another, but you're,
Probably tomorrow.
Thanks for
Probably tomorrow. You're kicking ass. Just keep at it, bud.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Driving
Pleasure
every
talking
day.
to you, Tony. Nice
Yep,
meeting
same
you.
here. Take care.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Push a button. Oh, there's Big Finger. Oh, there he goes.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
We're back.
So that was Tony from Texas Yellow Rose of Texas Barbecue.
God, way to butcher that. Yeah, I put the wrong guest name on the Facebook post this
That's
morning.
fine.
You know, if you would ever just do a post every once in a while with your own guest, it'd be easier. That sound you hear, people, is crickets.
Oh, it's your microphone. Anyway, how was your week, bud? Let's get back to normal stuff. Normal stuff. We got great stuff
Oh,
to
no.
talk about.
Oh, Nick Lodato says he can't hear me. I can't hear it. You can't hear anything over there. Nothing's coming through.
Well, he's beating you in TikTok followers.
Hold on. Yeah, my audio's not coming through on the TikTok.
Well, that's not good. How are you supposed to get more followers?
Will you just shut up for a second? Good God. There we go. Hi. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we're back.
Mhm.
All right. My week was no Bonnaroo for the spaghetti monster. Were you going to Bonnaroo, Justin? That's awesome. Big spaghetti area.
Where's Bonnaroo?
I don't know. Somewhere exotic. Anyways, my week was short. We had a short week. You know, Father's Day weekend. We took a couple extra. We were off Sunday. Saturday we had
Manchester,
helped-
Tennessee.
we helped cater for my dad's low key retirement party, the more open house style, friends and family versus the associates from across the country, fancier cocktail party, retirement party that's happening later in the year. So we brought in another truck, Bigfoot Burgers, came down with us to split the duties. Yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. Got
Cool.
probably got a couple more catering events out of the deal, which is always a plus.
Makes it worth it.
For doing a free event, yeah. Yeah, so we didn't have sales Saturday or Sunday. And Saturday was, the later in the year it got, the more it hurt. It was the day for us where we just kept turning down gigs all year for the 15th. June 15th was our big day, apparently, for and then we had somebody on like Tuesday said, I know it's short notice, but we had a truck back out for this Saturday. Is there any way you can do it? I was like, well, my dad or money? I picked my dad.
He probably would have told you big money.
Yeah, Justin says, same as MIS, big cut to them, a lot of work for a little cut. Yeah. So yes, the weekend was, it was different. I mean, it was fine. We did have Pam come back for Saturday for the retirement party. So
Oh, hi, Pam.
yeah, she came down. She put up with my BS for another day, and it was nice to see her. Nice to have her on. She promptly sold all of the banana pudding, which was not on the menu for the day.
Jesus.
So thank you. I told one person they could come over and get one, and then all of a sudden the other 8 were gone, and I didn't get any. So Skippy can't hear. You can't hear Skippy? Is that what you're saying? Skippy's not talking. Talk, Skippy.
Hi.
You're fine. I'm seeing you.
Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, she retracted her message.
Okay.
But other than that, the rest of the week was we had another Etna event in Detroit.
Ooh.
The boys just took camp, and that was one of those we just took Cambros down to. It was only 150 people, so we could fit everything in Cambros. And it's a whole lot easier and quicker to get there, to make that drive through the construction without the trailer. And that parking lot was super small because we had been there for a different event earlier in the year. Pam says, it's on the truck. I'm selling it.
I mean, I don't, absolutely. Get after it, girl.
Yeah. So yeah, it's, that was, I mean, they've had a couple events now where they really aren't hitting the numbers on some of these smaller offices. So I'm hoping that they don't reduce the headcounts on some of the other, because they had just bumped everybody up to make sure that there's enough food. So yeah, we cooked for 150. I think Chris said that there was, or maybe that was one I didn't hear back from. Yeah, maybe it was 150 and they did like 40, 50 people.
My good buddy's stepdaughter had her graduation party this weekend, and it was the same day as a funeral for a well-liked person who passed away. Same time, and yeah, not a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, that's a hard to compete with a funeral.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a pretty strong obligation to go to the one. You can see the other person anytime.
Yeah, literally, you can't see the other one anytime.
Yeah, it's like the farewell tour for Elton John. I mean, this is your opportunity. Yeah, Fran says she can't hear you. I haven't heard complaints from anybody else yet.
My apologies.
What else do we have? Yeah, we had a really good couple days. Sold out on Tuesday for number 18 on the year, and then we had a last minute change on Wednesday location. We ended up getting murdered for lunch.
Yeah.
And then we had well, it wasn't as murdery. It was very busy, much busier than we expected for a last minute change of location.
Yeah.
But I think it was over $1,000 for lunch in Dutton, which is a really good Dutton day. So it was a little surprising. And then we were going into one of our better subdivisions, which then didn't show up. So it all worked out. Everything about balance. What we were for sure that was going to be a sellout kind of day ended up being not a sellout day. But yeah, I'm kind of skipping all over the week. Friday we had Wiseman, which was another really, really good lunch. We actually had to stop lunch sales early because we were headed to Granville Concert Series that night, which is always a good spot. We sold out again that night. More or less, we sold out. Ran out of pork and brisket. So I still had a couple of racks of ribs and some chicken quarters, but not calling that a sellout because we still had the proteins. But for all intents and purposes, I cooked extra ribs that day because we were going to be at Wiseman, and then our rib people didn't show up. So, of course,
that's how it always works.
Yeah. So typically, for us to call it a sellout right now, we're going our main three proteins: so pork, brisket, and then ribs. We're doing so many chicken quarters a day just to get through the case before it expires.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those scenarios like we're not selling enough daily to go through a case of them in the week that we have. So we're just doing extras, and then I take the extras home and feed my dogs. So they love it. So yeah, we're claiming sellouts. We're doing sellouts as the two or the three main proteins that we have. So we had a great day, even with the day off on Saturday. I mean, we still did a $10,000 week, which isn't anything to sneeze at. So I'm working tomorrow by myself, going solo. Just because I needed everybody on next Saturday because we're doubling up and we have two weddings at the same time. Yeah, we should have a pretty good week. Another Aetna event in Mount Pleasant. So yeah, just keep rolling, man. We're just rolling.
Just rolling.
They see me rolling. So,
oh, sorry.
How was your week, Skipbird?
My week was very busy.
Awesome.
The new pit has definitely paid for itself and more. Just
wow.
Not having to deal with a lot of stuff. So last week, so we came off our huge barbecue festival on that Sunday. We had a little event in Marshall called Tasty Tuesday. Didn't sell out, but still did $1,300 in 3 hours. Wednesday we won't talk about. Wednesday was worthless. So probably not coming back anymore.
Where were you Thursday?
So it was the second time I've been to this like industrial park.
Mm-hmm.
Not really an industrial park. It's more like a engineering park, I guess.
Okay.
A lot of auto engineers. They came out the first time I was there. Definitely not the second time. Maybe it was.
So you've been out twice?
Yes.
You got to give it one more.
I will.
Yeah, because you don't know which one was the exception, which one's the rule.
Correct.
So
I guess from what I understand, the guy was trying to book like food trucks for every week, and people have been backing out like crazy.
Oh.
That hurts everybody else that goes. So.
Yeah.
But then I had a sub that night, so I tried to do double duty, and the sub I think it was the last weekend or last week of school, and maybe they were just heard a lot of people were out at school and having fun and doing all sorts of stuff. So we just let that go. Thursday was a roadside day. That was good. Friday. Saturday had 4 drop offs or 4 private events. First one, they rented a nice. It was for an open house. They rented a nice wedding venue, basically barn venue. Um, Dropped off food, left 4 Cambros because she just kept ordering more food, which I appreciate. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she said it was a guessing game, but she thought she'd have 150 people. By the time I got back 2.5 hours later, they had gone through most of the food. 3 full pork, 3 full chicken, or 4 full chicken quarters, 3 full mac, 2 full green beans, an extra deep or 2 full Mexican street corn. Yeah, so that was good. That was she wrote me a really good Google review, so I appreciate that. Saturday was a drop off, positive review for that, and Saturday night. Saturday night was the first wedding I have done not off the truck in a very long time. So I go there Friday after I drop off my catering and kind of scope the venue out, make sure see where I'm going to be setting up food, get the times, everything like that. Make sure I can actually pull my trailer in again, so I don't look like a schmuck with a truck and 4 Cambros. And
welcome, Newman.
hey,
Hello, Newman. On TikTok, sorry.
hey, Newman. Make sure you follow.
Yes.
So the corner to take my trailer was very tight. Very tight. And then they wanted me to back up into a different area. That'd have been tighter. So we just pulled through and kind of just backed up and stayed out of the way. But it was brisket, chicken quarters.
Thanks for the like, Newman.
Thanks for the like, Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Mac and cheese, green beans, potato salad. I don't know why everybody loves the green beans. They just do. The wedding was full of young people. Yeah, look.
So when I had to refresh my screen and log back in,
Yes.
something weird happened on all the streams. Hello, Cecilia. So I'm looking at I see the YouTube stream and what the video is. And if someone can confirm this for me, then maybe it's just my laptop. But I'm still showing all 3 of us on the video, on the YouTube video.
Oh, it's the ghost.
It's clearly from previous. So I don't know if it restarted somehow, but they're hearing us in real time. I know that because Pam's commenting, everybody's commenting. So,
well, hopefully Pam will let you know if there's a
negative. What, Steve? Okay, it's good on our side. Okay, everybody says it's good, so they're just seeing the 2 of us. I don't know why my preview is jacked up. Thank you, everybody. I like our listeners.
Listeners are great. Great.
Yeah. Sorry yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
So again, wedding. So we had to walk, I don't know, 100 feet to drop food off or to replenish food.
Yeah, we've had one of those before.
I should have brought the extra Cambros and just brought the Cambros up, like by the venue, instead of just walking from the trailer. But whatever. That's what I had the warmer for.
Welcome, Logjack19.
Hey, Logjack19. Do you think he's a lumberjack?
I don't know. Landon Frangillo. Frangillo.
Okay.
Kirk Green 471.
So back to the wedding here. A
Yeah.
lot of young people, and I was watching young people portions, and I'm like, oh, sugar honey iced tea. They're taking.
What? Sugar honey iced tea.
Shit. Take the first letter of each word.
Gotcha. Why don't you say shit?
I don't know. Trying to be nice. Mom's listening. anyway, big portions.
Mm-hmm.
Said 180 people, probably 150 were there. Counted the tables, and left them with probably a half pan of brisket, a half pan of chicken, full pan of mac, and a full pan of potato salad.
Random bag of crap just joined the TikTok stream.
Yes.
Welcome to the shit show. You'll fit right in.
That's your number one fan. So anyway, so you're talking about chicken quarters, and you can't get through a case before it expires.
Typically, yeah. I mean,
I went through 4 cases
last week.
Yeah, no, in two events.
Well, that's the cater. I mean, but catering.
But they were flipping huge
Chicken quarters.
They were pterodactyl legs.
Yeah, we've been starting to even the jumbos we have a harder time getting. I like the jumbos, but for us it's usually like a 3-day. We have to order 3 days out for the jumbos.
See, it's the other way around for us. We have to order the smalls. The jumbos are
so the ones with the backs are the smaller ones, and those we can get right away. So it's weird that the opposite sides of the states have the other ones.
The jumbos are the ones with the backs.
Not for us.
Oh, definitely for us.
But so the ones with the backs, yeah, the ones with the backs for us are the small ones, and even those ones have been getting bigger.
So let's put it this way: it's a 40-pound case, and there were 25 quarters in there.
Holy crap! A pound and a half.
A pound and a half.
Jeez.
They were huge.
Yeah, we were. So when we were getting the jumbos and we were boxing them in individual quarters for sale, we had a hard time getting a couple of them in a 9x9.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know what to do. Just wrap it in foil and throw it in the bag.
But now our Gordon's carries whole, or they call them jumbo whole wings instead of the party wings.
Okay.
It's a 40-pound case, and you probably get like 110, 120 in there, whatever. But they are small.
No.
Being like a whole wing, they're tiny. So they're definitely not. I think they're only called jumbo because they're whole, but they are far from jumbo. Far from jumbo.
Yeah, we still haven't kicked back in on wings yet. We're getting asked all the time, but the price is just I can't do it.
I sold a full pan of wings for $200, so I'll do that all day long. But yeah, and so we're getting into the end of June. Talk about numbers real quick. We are up 50%.
For the year or for June or for the week?
Just for June.
We just need some context on your numbers. That's all.
My apologies.
No problem.
For the month of June,
mm-hmm.
We're up 51.9% year over year.
Awesome. That's a good number.
Or is it month over month? I don't know.
Yeah, month over month. Or no, whatever. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stop fucking yelling at me.
When compared to June of the previous year, we are up 50-something%. That's a good number, Skippy. You should be proud of that, bud.
I'm fair with it.
Oh, for crying out loud. Hold on, I gotta do my puzzle piece on TikTok. Apparently I haven't been active enough when I was just in the frickin' thing and left a comment. Thanks, TikTok. At least it has all kinds of alarms so you don't lose it. It's hard to know that. Or it's hard to miss it.
The tiki-talk.
The tiki-talk. Yeah. Let me look at our numbers here. We are not as impressive as you for the month of June, but for the year, we are up 6.2% year over year.
Please don't. Since you just said that, I just did that too. Year over year, same period, we're up 43.6%. Sorry, go ahead.
What's your total? What are your gross sales for the year?
108.
Nice job, bud. It's always good to cross over that first 100,000. It's always been a milestone. That's been the one milestone I always kind of look at, if how much quicker we're getting there year over year. I don't know why. I think it was because it was such a big deal the first time we hit $100,000 in sales. That first full-time year that we were open, like it's always just kind of stuck with me.
And then realize that 40% of it is gone, and you end up with 30%.
I know, but it's one of those kind of like when we hit 100 or not 100, when we hit $1 million in sales for the life of the business. It was kind of a cool thing. Like that's a shit ton of barbecue.
It's
So
tons and tons of mac and cheese.
that's tons of mac and cheese. So much mac and cheese. So yeah, we're up 6.2% for the year. For the month of June, we're up 13.5%, 13.4%. So not bad. And as a reminder, June was our busiest month last year. So we did 52, I think, last year for June. I think that's right. Yeah, we did 53 almost. So
FYI, just to compare apples to apples, since I did some sales during the technical off season, from March 1st until now, I'm up 27%.
the other sales count. I mean,
I know. No, I know. I'm just,
yeah, I mean,
just, yeah, same period. Just whatever.
gotcha, bud.
But same period, I'm only at 90, so I can't really.
I mean, yeah, I mean, mine's going up against. So last year, where we were open for the whole year doing paninis and shit. So between January and February of 23, and we had over $10,000 in sales. So I mean, take that out, and yeah, it bumps up the numbers. But
I will tell you, for this wedding, I cooked probably some of the best brisket I've ever cooked.
isn't it cool when that happens?
I was very proud. Like when I was cutting it, I'm like, ooh, like this is good.
I've had a few of those where, because I'll try a little bit of everything we sell. I mean, almost everything that goes out the window. I have a small piece of brisket of each one of the briskets, just to kind of know where it's at. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, it's like, whoa.
Okay,
that's something there. Yeah, that's something. I don't want to sell it. Can I save me a pound of this?
Yeah. So the smoker was loaded with. I had 12 butts, 6 briskets on Thursday, or on Thursday for Friday and Saturday. For the Saturday butts, I did whole, or the Saturday briskets I held for 24 hours, and they couldn't have come out any better. I was very, very
nice,
very happy with it.
Awesome, bud.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
What?
I need space. I need a kitchen.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm getting to the point where
it sucks, doesn't it? Like you'd buy more in bulk if you could. Like,
well, it's not even that. Because I mean, we're managing with, we keep stuff dry stock and paper stuff out in our storage unit, and it's all very well controlled and blah 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 blah. It's for me, it's how much money we're losing by not being able to do more.
Losing out on.
Yeah. And for me, that's lost money.
Yeah.
And it's all on the catering side for us. So,
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, if we had a little brick and mortar, we could do some walk-up stuff. We could stay open. And for me, staying open all year is to stay open for catering. Sure, we'll get some walk-in stuff, but to be able to cater multiple 300 person events in a day would be a nice possibility to get to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we need to look at, and we had a potential possibility that is not going to turn into a possibility because they've changed kind of how they're thinking, and it was really looking like it was going to be a good fit if it worked out. Really had some high hopes for that one. So
was that Wiseman?
Yeah. So they had the opportunity to buy their neighboring suite that they were going to put more seating in, but in order for them to do seating, they had to have food full time. So they were going to put in the kitchen, and we're looking to have somebody run out of the kitchen. But their tasting room sales have been down so much this year and last year that they can't justify. So, I mean, they're leaving the tasting room as it is, and they're going to focus super hard on distribution, and I mean, where they're killing it, getting stuff out into liquor stores and party stores. So, is where they're making money.
That's tough.
But I mean, they're still going to do food trucks. I saw on their one of their posts earlier last week before we had
all this realization had happened, they were making pizzas, and they were doing a free pizza night, and they were making pizzas out of the back of their facility. I thought for sure we were going to get Lost Arted again, which was the brewery that had food trucks every night, and then they opened up their own food truck and now have 2 food trucks. And yeah. So, but on the bright side, it doesn't look like our partnership with them is going to end for setting up the food truck, which is fantastic because it's an awesome lunch spot for us and people love having us there. But also, I'm pretty comfortable about us not being there for dinner hardly ever. You know, we're almost every time we're there during lunch only.
Yeah.
So they're happy with it. We're happy with it. So we'll keep going that way, but always looking for an opportunity of a small used to be restaurant that still has a kitchen built out potentially, or at least some sinks and grease trap and a hood system still inside. So that we can utilize. So we'll see. I know that there is somebody trying to get rid of a franchised barbecue restaurant in the area that has approached me a couple times, looking for me to take it off their hands.
Is it a strip mall?
No, it's a standalone.
Oh, standalone would be a lot better than a strip
And
mall.
brand new a year and a half ago. He said it's their best one they have. He said it cost them $750,000 to build, and they can't just no traction. They can't get traction there. Rhymes with stickies.
Yeah. No,
So
a lot of them are dying out.
yeah.
I guess they're expensive to like their franchising and all that sort of stuff is on the expensive side. But.
Yeah. So that particular one is in Holland, which is, I mean, it's a half-hour drive from here, but if we can run everything out of there.
Is that over our friend Kyle?
Not super close, no. It's not like we'd be neighbors or anything.
He doesn't call me back anyway.
So yeah, I mean, if we could run everything out of there and have proper staff in place to be able to have a night person, you know, APM, assistant pitmaster, to be able to do that and do all the prep for the next day for both the truck and the storefront. And, you know, someone can roll in and pick up the trailer and go to wherever they need to go for the day is the idea. So we'll see. That is not something I am pursuing at the moment, but it's there in the back of the head.
The problem is it's always on your mind.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's continuing to be on your mind, you know something's going to happen.
Well, when you look at when you want to grow, when you know that you're ready, so we're ready to expand. When you get to the point where you're turning down stuff all the time, and we're finally at a spot where things feel pretty good, where you're comfortable with the margins you have, and you know. We're not in the high stress, high anxiety area all the time. Occasionally. Yeah. Is it thundering over there?
Yeah. It just started.
Wow.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Oh,
why did you think I asked?
Good point. Nothing on the radar whatsoever, but yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you start looking, I mean, yeah, the path to what's the easiest way, what's the best way, what's the most economical way to move forward. Yeah, I mean, we could do another trailer, but then we have a whole another set of issues here. And how do we park, and where do we park it, and what does that look like? Oh yeah, and we have this smoker that needs to get replaced on the back of the trailer, and how do we go about that to also increase capacity but not build a smoke house, a smoke shack off my garage. Yeah. So there's so much that I need to figure out on how we want to try to move forward. And then, I mean, once we figure that out, it's okay, who's going to finance this thing? Because there's not that kind of money in my bank account to be able to do that kind of thing. So, yeah. But
what I've learned through this whole thing is everything is figure outable.
Figure outable. Absolutely.
Everything is figure outable. There's always a path. So no matter, I mean, we've all been in pretty dark spots, I think, running our businesses. I think that's pretty normal. We talked to Justin a couple weeks ago. Justin, I hope everything's going well. I've noticed a huge uptick in your presence on TikTok. You keep coming across my TikTok, so keep that up. Good job.
I gotta go find him. He hasn't come across mine.
He started coming across my For You page, which surprised me. Sorry.
I don't know what you're doing.
I had to respond to somebody real quick. So yeah, it's hard, but you gotta, everything, you can get through it all, and everything's figure outable. You just got to figure out the thing, you know?
So, but do you have steps? Like, do you have?
There's no plan at this moment. Like, I have not developed action steps to move forward yet. And really, I think it's still trying to figure out what the best route is. So is it path A or path B? I think they're both viable, but which one is better long term? And Justin says things have gotten better. I'm glad to hear that, Justin. Keep fighting the good fight. So it's, and then, yeah, I mean, so this building is a new building. Why are you trying so hard to get rid of it? You know,
Well,
obviously things aren't going well. So is it a location thing, or is it a brand thing?
Is I mean, is the brand too tired? But it absolutely could be a location thing. I mean,
Is it a quality thing? Is it a brand? Yeah. Is it 1,000 things that has nothing to do with the location? And
is it business related or location related?
yeah,
There you go.
thank you. I don't know. I mean, I have my suspicions. I think we've all heard the good and the bad about people visiting Dickies, and the inconsistencies from one place to the next, and even the same place 2 visits in a row, and problems. And you look up the reviews, and it's not super great. Not a whole lot of complaints about food, but more about staff.
You just talking about your area?
The one in Holland, yeah. Because I was curious, you know, what are people saying about it? You know, is there some insight on how or why it's not doing awesome? So, yeah, I don't know. Just me blabbing her out, but we have a lot to figure out in the next while, and it's something I would love to move on sooner versus later. But again, nothing I want to rush into. So,
I don't
rush decisions are often bad decisions. So, I will do everything like we have done before, and it's a slow process, and we're going to make sure that we get it as right as we can.
So my wife is big on the so I overanalyze things. I'm the king of what I call analysis paralysis. You know, you analyze everything until you just are like numb. So I have this thing with the coffee shop where they really want me to come in there, and we've talked about it, and it's like what is like, so I have a meeting with them next month about, hey, if this is going to be a dual use space, I have to figure out marketing. I have to figure out, you know, what's going to happen with this. Am I going to be open? You know, you're not going to be open. We're both going to do lunch. Like, is it going to work? Especially being a dual use space. 2 different front doors, same front door. Like, do I have a back door? Do I put the smoker there?
Yeah, you do.
Whatever. Super down turbo.
Just an FYI, right now,
bone-in pork butts at GFS. $1.89 for individual per pound. The case price is the same.
Yeah, I know.
Oof.
Sam's, I went yesterday. Sam's, I got the last 3 2-packs they had, but Sam's was $2.48 a pound.
Yeah, GFS says they were having a hard time getting them last week.
Oh, I had to go to Ipsy to find brisket, which is 40 minutes away. Luckily, I stopped in at Sam's like on on Tuesday, and they had 5 20-pounders. So I said, "Hey, I don't have the room, but can you hold these for 2 days? 2 days, please." And they luckily did. But yeah,
I want to get back to Sam's and Costco when you're done. When we're done with this, so continue with what you were saying.
No, I basically just like I want to talk to them about marketing and like how are we gonna do this together? Is it just me who's gonna market everything? You know, I would if I don't do. There's an alleyway between the buildings. Can we put a back door into the building so I can put the smoker out on a pad back there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can do all the smoking there versus building a smoke shack in my house. You know, same thing you're thinking about, but it's like, why do I want to think about that now? Like I have work to do. I got money to make, so I can make this all happen by the off season and hopefully open up in November.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, yeah, I'm hoping things are sitting pretty good right now. I'm hoping to spend even less time on the trailer in the next few weeks. It's been finally starting to feel like I'm getting caught up from everything, so
That's good.
I can start focusing on some other things soon, hopefully. But I got Sam's membership. Is there a business? Are you a business member or is it you just a regular member?
Plus member.
So do you get any cash back? Is there any of that? Yeah,
$500 a year.
The straight 500, or is it like a 2%?
No, it's a max 500 a year. I don't know
Okay.
how much you owe, how much you get per, but
Okay.
I have that maxed out by. I think I had it maxed out by September last year.
Okay. So Costco has the same thing for their whatever it is, executive memberships. So your check comes with your renewal, and it's a gift certificate. Essentially, you have to use it in the store. Blah blah blah. But you can buy one thing and you'll get cash as your change. So go buy a gallon of milk and get. But here's the check I just got.
$851.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they max out at 1,000.
Okay.
And that's the biggest one so far that I've gotten. But
So
my other two have both been 800, close to 800.
Have you gotten a Gordon's one yet?
A check? Yeah, I've requested the $1,000 checks before. So I've done the math on this for Gordon's. You're better off using the points than you are getting the check.
Oh, probably.
You are. I don't remember what it. I think it was the point value. So if you're using your points as you accumulate them towards your purchases, it's like $1,200 for the $1,000 check, type of thing. So you're going to gain another $200.
Yeah, it's 91,000 points is what you need for 1,000.
Right.
I just know that because I just got one for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it the first year. I thought it was cool. Really wanted to try to get to 2.
Completely why I wanted to try.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I got $1,000.
I asked for cash.
Yep.
But they said they have them. They're like, we can send it to you or we can send it to the shop. I'm like, just send it here and I'll come pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I did one and then I started doing the math. Like it's like, gosh, it seems like it's taken so long to accumulate. But every time I check out, they're like, yeah, you have $300 in points. I'm like, this seems like I can cash out on my orders faster than I can get the check. So I started doing the math, and 100% that's the case. So, yeah, that was the last time I stopped or was really focused on it. Ever since then, it's like every time I can accumulate like $100 or $200, I'll use it towards an order.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I'm spending more at GFS now than I was in previous years, so maybe it's a good time to just let her ride. And at the end of the year, maybe I can get a couple checks and have some spending money for the winter. Do stupid shit. But Yeah, I need I'm gonna go buy some toys today at Costco.
What are you gonna buy?
I don't know. Thought maybe a drone. They have the little DJI drones there.
Okay.
Thought maybe we could get some cool footage for work.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't have a use for it. It'd be something I probably use 10 times and then I don't anymore. But yeah, probably get some stuff for around here, and I don't know.
So,
Angie wants the big giant crocodiles water slide for the kids.
do you have
It's
a pool?
it's ginormous.
Do you
It's
have
a
pool?
blow up. No, it's like a blow up slip and slide thing,
Oh, gotcha.
but it's like 24 feet long. There's like stairs to climb it.
Yeah.
It is massive,
Yeah.
but I don't want that much dead grass in my yard.
I'm not looking forward to this week with the heat wave coming through.
It is going to be hot, hot, hot. Those of you that are in the Midwest, hydrate, 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 and hopefully your ACs can help a little. It's going to be awful.
Yeah, mid-90s this week.
Yeah, which means it's going to be 100 in the trailer. I'm interested to see how your mini splits hold up. So
I don't have one.
I thought you had a mini split in yours.
No rooftop.
All right, well,
And it works fair.
it hasn't been hot yet.
I know. Well, here's what I can tell you, right? So I had my generator on eco mode because I can run it on eco and it only goes into full power when like the fridge cycles, right?
Yeah,
So I turned the air on, but I left it in eco mode. And it drew some gas.
yeah.
It sucked gas down quick. Like if it's on eco mode, I can go 3 days without filling up. Like that's
Jeez.
2 days. Well,
Yeah.
We'll say 2 days. 2 days without filling up.
But yeah, I mean, you and I are running a whole lot of different stuff on
True.
gas and propane. So
Anyway, back to Dickies. We were talking about the Ickies or whatever.
stickies, I said.
Stickies, yes. So Stickies, I've been contemplating because when I do roadside, I see there's a lot of families that pull up. So I've been contemplating family packs or something of that nature. So just throw this out there. Their family pack, which feeds 4 to 6.
Okay.
2 pounds of meat, any meat you want. 3 large size. So I assume that's probably like what, quart? Quart's the largest one, I think.
Sure.
16 ounce, I think.
So 2 cups, which is our large. Yeah.
Yeah. And 6 Texas toasts. Care to guess the price?
You said 2 pounds of meat?
2 pounds of any meat you want.
2 pounds of meat, 2 sides. I'm gonna go. It is $60.
No, $70.99.
Good God.
$70.99.
Wow, that is too much.
Is it? You're at what, 20? Let's say they get brisket and pork. I mean, you're at 24 pounds or $24 a pound for brisket.
27 for us.
27. So that's 40, 52, 54. Sorry.
If you do both brisket, yeah. Let's say you double up on brisket.
Oh, 2 pounds of meat. Okay.
Yeah, it's not 2 pounds of each.
So it's a pound each. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't reading that right. Okay.
So even if you double up on brisket,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
My large
so
size.
figure it's 5 sides because that's for, let's say 6 Texas toasts is 6 pieces of cornbread, which is 3 large sides for us,
Yeah.
which would even be yeah. So you're at I mean, so maybe we're there with double brisket. We're at $70 something.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't looking at it right.
But yeah, think you don't eat beef and you get chicken and pork.
Yeah, it doesn't. Or sausage. They have their sausage.
Yeah, anytime that I see that it's pick any 2 meats, blah blah blah, and they're not upcharging for brisket, you know that in their price they have to figure their 2 highest cost items.
But and they got ribs in here too.
Yeah,
So what are you going to get? Like a half rack? Is that
Probably.
It's about a half rack.
yeah, probably.
In the picture, they have the 6 toasts. Looks like coleslaw, baked beans, probably some sort of potato salad, and turkey and brisket. But with pickles and onions. Anyway, so I was thinking about doing some sort of catering package.
Yeah.
Or family pack.
Like a family pack. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. So typically when you do that, you're going to discount it off of what you normally, like if someone just bought that all a la carte.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess. I mean, you know your margins. So if you have some wiggle room to knock off 5% and you're still going to make your food cost percentages, then yeah, go do it. But for
yes.
I mean, you know, my whole thing is with meat by the pound is you just don't make as much money off it. And I forgot this whole gem on Friday.
Oh, gems. Okay.
So a guy reaches out to me on Wednesday, wants to order lunch for his crew on Friday. So I said, no problem, blah, blah, blah. You can just order online and then pick it up when it's ready. And then he says, can you call me? I said, sure thing. Because he doesn't know what to order and how much to order. Because I'm thinking like doing like 5 loaded mac and cheeses for like sides so people can have like a scoop of it with their meat. But I just don't know how much meat to order. I said, okay, normally we figure about a quarter pound is a serving per person. He's like, okay, that works great. So we'll probably be a couple pounds of each then. I said, okay. Yeah, just place your order that morning and we'll let you know when it's ready to pick up. Okay, sounds great. His order, and I quote, 8 pounds of brisket, 8 pounds of pork, and 5 loaded macs.
With
6 guys.
what was a loaded mac with?
Brisket.
Oh.
So yeah, so 9 pounds of brisket out the window before we even open. After it's too late for me to add more. It's like, what happened to a couple pounds of each? Yeah, which was one of the big reasons why we cut lunch short, is because we wanted to make sure we had brisket going into that night, at least a little bit. One of the rare instances that we will do that, because it was a bigger event, you know, a concert in the park thing. So we wanted to make sure that we got there so we don't get snubbed the next time it rolls around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Well, but yeah, it's nice to have a $450 order before you even open. So
it is, but it's a pain in the ass because it's like, can you please fucking tell us next time? I mean, technically he did tell you, and you could have could have cooked a little extra, but I get it.
I mean, for a couple pounds, I mean, that's just a normal kind of day. Anyways, all right. We're past. We're long. We are long.
More thunder.
It's a long and winding road.
The thunder rolls.
If you guys haven't followed me on TikTok, please go do so. We're at 193. Nate is still kicking our asses. Yeah, Nate is still kicking our asses. But we're starting to get more views and more comments on our
I believe his first name is Nick.
Isn't that what I said? What did I say?
Nate.
Oh, sorry, I had Nate on the mind. The Nate that we had working for us that quit / got fired, I believe, is working on another truck that we saw on Friday night. We weren't positive, but good for him. I hope it's working out. Hope he's kicked the habit, so to speak. All right, everybody, follow us on all the places in the socials and the interwebs and in real life. Come out and see us and have a bite to eat and chit chat with us. I hope you all have a great week. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and sell some fucking food, guys. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.